Hi, my name is Bill Gordon. Thanks for clicking on my website. The fact that you've gone on to click on this video presentation means that actually you have more than a passing interest in life coaching and are considering it for yourself. Life coaching is about change, changing from where I am today to where I want to be tomorrow. So coaching really isn't for people who don't want change, and it very much is for people who want change. They want to change their circumstances, they want to change maybe their beliefs, they want to change their relationships, but are finding it very difficult to do that. And that's understandable because it is very difficult to change, and that's where life coaches come in. First, barriers to change, even though we are wanting change, is knowing what it is we really want. What is it that you really want out of life? That question is a very difficult one to answer, and a lot of coaching is around helping you answer that question for yourself. But let me start here with just asking you a few questions, okay? What's actually stopping you from just going from strength to strength in terms of developing your own life, in terms of your career, in terms of your relationships? Or maybe a better question might be, what would have to happen uh, that you are in charge of, that you could do, by way of belief change or by way of a change in your mood and your outlook on life, that would allow you to go from strength to strength and to achieve your goals? The whole issue of what you want is a bit tricky because of issues of ego and the issues of other people's opinion and perhaps things you were taught as a child, all this. So let me try to rephrase it a bit differently. Here we are living in life, and what does life call for? What is life calling you to be? What is life calling you to be? And in that call, you will find out what you really want, because I believe that what you want to do and what you ought to be doing in your life are exactly the same. But it's a matter of finding that. And one way to begin to find that is just to stop for a moment and to imagine and to get in touch with how you are when you're at your very best. How are you when you are functioning really well or have functioned in the past, when you've done things that you were proud of, when other people were perhaps a bit amazed or at least approving of what you were doing, even though some people may have been disapproving of it as well. So the thing I'm seeking to ask you about really is your internal state. Well, it's from that internal state of when you're at your best that what you ought to be doing in life will emerge. Okay, so now when you start to get in touch with how you are when you're at your best or have been at your best, and when you begin to realize that life is calling you in different kinds of ways, as a very unique person with specific callings, and that these callings are exactly the same as what you most want to do, you can get pretty excited about that, and it is exciting. All of us that have gone through big areas of change have experienced that excitement, and say that regardless of the difficulties that can attend that, it's well worth it because of the changes that happen. So when that happens, you then, one of the first things that will happen when you get in touch with these things is you'll have a particular goals you want to be achieving. And I just want to itemize briefly. There's four kinds of goals, basically. One, being goals, namely you will realize you want to be a particular kind of person and you want some character change. You want to be differently than you are. Another would be a decision goal, namely there are very important decisions that you need to be making, and you actually want to start making these decisions rather than abstaining from making them all the time and just not changing. And of course, then these will lead into very practical goals, namely something specific you want to achieve, whether it's to go to college or whether it's to undertake a particular project or sort your relationships out or whatever that might be that involves a practical decision. And then finally, they're having goals, namely your possessions, what you actually want in terms of material things, in terms of where you're living, the kind of house you're living in, and so forth. Now, I would say that all these goals are connected together, And the coaching that I do probably concentrates more on being goals and decision goals, and therefore, to a degree, practical goals. Because I think that once you're in touch with the kind of person you want to be and begin to make some really effective decisions, the rest of these things tend actually to fall into place. Just two more things that I'd like to talk to you about in terms of goals and in terms of discovering your calling in life and all those good things. And one is to do with just a well-formed outcome. In other words, helping you find out specifically what you do want, and making that very specific is important. And asking questions like when, where, and with whom do you want this with? Do you want to share it with? And what is this really about? And where are you now in this whole process? How much progress have you made so far? And what will you be seeing and hearing and feeling when you have this? When what you want has come into being, with the outcome that you want, you're living in it. What will you be saying about yourself, and what will other people be saying about you? And helping you really visualize that in a way so it resonates with what you really want, and make sure that that's clear in your mind. And also, who is this for? Is this really for you, or is it for somebody else? Because if it's not primarily for you, your motivation to do it will be mixed and perhaps a bit confused. So this has to be for you. This is about you, even if the consequences of that are going to be really good for other people. And then finally, what resources do you need, and what states of mind do you need to be in order to achieve this? So these are the kinds of questions that I would be asking as I was coaching you and helping you come to clarity on these, so that your motivation was not only clear, but the efforts that you were making were very specific and realistic. Finally, when I coach, I'm very much aware of what I call the grow process, which I think is very effective in bringing about the kinds of changes that would really be important to you. Now, GROW is just an acronym, GROW. It's for goals, which we've just talked about, goals. And having explored that and got in touch with all that, then looking at the reality of your situation and seeing how far is there still to go. And then O is options, looking at the options that are actually available to you and helping you decide which options you want to be working towards, and being with you in that. And then finally, the will or way forward, actually developing an action plan, negotiating potential obstacles, and giving you the support that you need to actually achieve the goals and the dreams that are important to you. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for your attention. I hope that I've been able to make clear to you the basic coaching process as I practice it. And if while watching this you feel you can identify with it and feel that I can help you, by all means, contact me. My details are given on my website. And I also explain there a bit more about what coaching is as I understand it, and about what the outcomes, the anticipated outcomes, would be. Perhaps it'd be good to say at this point that coaching is not counseling or psychotherapy. It's something quite different. It's about really helping you get from where you are now to where you want to be in the future. And I'd be glad to accompany you on that journey. So contact me. Anyway, bye for now.